Luka Dončić agrees to 3-year, $165 million contract with the Lakers. The speculation is finally over. The Los Angeles Lakers and Luka Dončić have reached a monumental agreement that will keep the superstar guard in purple and gold for at least the next 3 seasons. The contract, valued at $165 million over 3 years, was confirmed by Dončić's longtime agent, Bill Duffy, in a statement to ESPN. Included in the deal is a player option for the 2028 season, giving Dončić both long-term security and future flexibility. Importantly, the previous option for the 2026-27 season has been removed, meaning Dončić is fully committed to Los Angeles through at least 2028, effectively keeping him off the free agency market for the foreseeable future. This contract not only silences months of speculation but also cements the franchise's confidence in Dončić as their cornerstone. The Lakers are betting big, not just financially but philosophically, on Luka being the face of their next championship era. A long-term partnership begins. Under the terms of this extension, Dončić will be eligible to sign a new 5-year max deal in 2028, estimated at $417 million, a contract that could take up 35% of the salary cap. That would easily make him one of the highest-paid players in league history. This move also offsets the Supermax extension of $315 million that Dončić passed on when he was traded from the Dallas Mavericks 6 months ago. At the time, it was one of the most shocking transactions in recent NBA history, but both sides now seem satisfied with how things have unfolded. I'm incredibly thankful to the Lakers organization, my teammates, and the fans who've supported me since day one, Luka said in an official press release. I truly believe in what we're building here. My focus is on working hard and bringing another championship to Los Angeles. This is just the beginning. Praise from the front office. Lakers president of basketball operations, Rob Pelinka, was equally enthusiastic about the deal. Luka is one of the most gifted and impactful players of this generation, Pelinka said. He's a relentless competitor on the court and a class act off it. His leadership and talent will guide this franchise for years to come. We're proud to have him leading the way. Dončić's arrival in Los Angeles was met with high expectations, and despite some bumps along the way, including injuries that limited him to just 50 games last season, he has already left a significant mark on the team's identity, laying the foundation for a new era. Dončić led the Lakers in scoring, assists, and efficiency during his shortened campaign, posting averages of 28.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 7.7 assists per game. In the playoffs, even as the team fell short, he joined an elite group, becoming just the 5th player in Lakers history to average at least 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a single series. It's clear that the Lakers view Dončić not just as a player, but as the foundation of their future. He has already begun to influence the roster construction, playing a role in the acquisitions of DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart, both of whom credited Dončić's involvement as a factor in their decisions to join the team. On top of that, Dončić addressed long-standing criticisms about his conditioning head-on. After an open challenge from new Lakers coach J.J. Redick, Luka returned for the offseason looking noticeably leaner and more explosive, impressing even the harshest critics. Just 6 months ago, the NBA world was shaken by one of the most unexpected trades in recent memory. Luka Dončić, a perennial MVP candidate and the heart of the Dallas Mavericks, was dealt to the Los Angeles Lakers in a blockbuster move that caught fans, analysts, and even some players off guard. At the time, many questioned whether Dončić would be a fit in LA, both on and off the court. Now, with a fresh contract in hand and the full backing of the organization, that question has been answered. The Lakers didn't just acquire a star, they found their next franchise leader. Leaving Dallas, leaving comfort. For Luka, leaving Dallas wasn't easy. He had spent his entire NBA career there, rising from European prodigy to global superstar. The Mavericks were built around him and he had deep ties to the city and its fans. But behind the scenes, sources close to both camps hinted at growing tensions, creative differences with the front office, disagreements over the roster, and frustration with postseason stagnation. When the Lakers came calling with an aggressive package, both Dončić and the Mavericks saw it as a necessary reset. In exchange for a treasure chest of draft picks and key rotation players, Los Angeles acquired one of the game's brightest talents. Fast forward to today and that gamble looks like it's paying off, big time. Early growing pains. Dončić's start in LA wasn't without hurdles. Joining mid-season, he had to adjust quickly to a new system, new teammates, and a much larger media spotlight. His first few games were uneven. Questions surfaced about his conditioning, and critics speculated whether he could thrive under the pressure of the Lakers' expectations. But slowly things started to click. By February, Dončić was leading the team in nearly every major category. His ability to control the pace of the game, find shooters in rhythm, and score from virtually anywhere made him an instant focal point. Veterans gravitated toward his playmaking. Younger players elevated their performances under his leadership. A voice in the locker room. Leadership, however, goes beyond box scores, and Luka understood that. Determined to be more than just a hired star, he made efforts to integrate fully into the locker room culture. He reportedly held regular dinners with teammates, watched film sessions deep into the night, and took time to mentor younger players. Sources within the organization say his voice began to carry weight, not just during games but in team meetings, film reviews, and even free agent pitches. It was Dončić who reached out personally to DeAndre Ayton, selling him on the team's vision. It was Luka who lobbied for Marcus Smart, telling the front office that the team needed more defensive grit and leadership in the backcourt. These weren't just symbolic gestures. They were moves that showed Luka was committed to building something real in Los Angeles, redefining himself physically. Perhaps the most notable change, however, was the one Dončić made to his body. For years, questions about his conditioning lingered, especially late in games or deep into playoff series. After Lakers head coach J.J. Redick publicly challenged Luka to take his fitness to another level, the message was received loud and clear. By the start of summer training, Dončić had dropped noticeable weight, improved his lateral quickness, and looked sharper than ever in scrimmages. Teammates spoke of his renewed energy, and Lakers staff were reportedly blown away by his progress. It wasn't just about proving doubters wrong, it was about proving to himself and to the Lakers that he was ready for the next phase of his career. With the extension now signed and a fresh sense of purpose driving him, Luka Dončić is no longer the new guy in LA. He's the foundation. As the ink dried on Luka Dončić's new deal, it became increasingly clear. This wasn't just another superstar contract, it was a declaration of a new era. The Lakers, one of the most storied franchises in all of sports, were pivoting toward the future. With LeBron James nearing the twilight of his legendary career and Anthony Davis battling inconsistency and injuries, Los Angeles was in need of a fresh identity. And they found it in a 6'7" Slovenian guard with generational vision and an uncanny ability to make the game bend to his will. A shift in philosophy. Historically, the Lakers have always been associated with glitz, glamour, and dominant personalities. Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and most recently LeBron James. With Luka, the approach has taken a more nuanced turn. Dončić doesn't dominate through volume or sheer athleticism. He controls tempo, dissects defenses, and manipulates space with surgical precision. The team around him has adapted to that reality. Under J.J. Redick's leadership, the Lakers began restructuring their offensive schemes to give Dončić full control of the half-court, emphasizing movement without the ball and floor spacing. Redick, a former sharpshooter turned tactician, leaned into Luka's European basketball roots, implementing ball-sharing concepts reminiscent of Real Madrid and the Slovenian national team. Luka's basketball IQ is off the charts, Redick said during a preseason interview. You don't restrict a player like that, you build around his instincts. The new core emerges. With Dončić at the helm, the Lakers shifted their roster construction philosophy. No longer dependent on isolation-heavy scorers, the team prioritized two-way players, smart cutters, and physical bigs who could run the floor and stretch the defense. That vision began to take shape with the arrivals of DeAndre Ayton, a mobile center with elite rebounding skills, and Marcus Smart, a seasoned guard known for his grit and defensive leadership. Both players credited Luka's presence as a key reason for signing. He's the kind of guy who makes you better just by being on the floor, said Ayton. And off the court? He holds everyone accountable, including himself. Smart echoed the sentiment. He leads without ego. That's rare. Alongside existing talents like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, the team now had a balanced blend of youth, experience and defensive tenacity. More importantly, it had players who complemented Dončić's strengths instead of competing with them. Cultural impact off the court. While his on-court impact is undeniable, Luka's presence has also sparked a noticeable cultural shift within the organization. Practices have become more intense. Team events are better attended. Even the younger players, often overlooked in the pressure cooker environment of a title-contending franchise, now find themselves empowered. The front office has noticed. Team president Rob Pelinka praised Dončić not just for his play, but for how he's reinvigorated the Lakers' internal culture. Luka brings a standard of excellence. He's the first in the gym and the last to leave. That creates a ripple effect across the roster. The Lakers have even begun tailoring their community outreach efforts around their new star, organizing youth clinics in partnership with Slovenian-American organizations and initiating European fan engagement campaigns. Dončić, fluent in several languages and globally recognized, has made the Lakers even more of an international brand. The LeBron transition. With LeBron James now entering what may be his final season, the transition of power is not just expected, it's already in motion. The two stars have shown mutual respect, often seen working closely in practice and coordinating late-game strategies on the bench. LeBron, ever the tactician, seems content to mentor while slowly handing over the reins. "He's got it," LeBron said in a post-game interview. "The franchise is in good hands." That endorsement carries weight. More than just symbolic, it signals to the league, and to Lakers Nation, that the torch is being passed with confidence. As the Lakers turn the page to a new chapter, Luka Dončić is no longer just the centerpiece of their offense. He's the symbol of their evolution, a franchise once built on flash, now refocused on finesse and leadership. And for the first time in a long time, Los Angeles feels both grounded in the present and excited about the future. Wearing the purple and gold isn't just a uniform change, it's a burden of expectations. The Lakers franchise isn't simply measured in wins and losses, but in banners, statues, and legends. From the moment Luka Dončić stepped onto the court at Crypto.com Arena, he wasn't just replacing a star, he was stepping into the shadows of immortals. And yet he didn't flinch. The ghosts in the rafters. Above every home game, 17 championship banners and the retired numbers of icons hang high in the rafters. Magic's 32, Kobe's 8 and 24, Kareem's 33, they're not just jerseys, they're reminders of a standard. The Lakers don't rebuild. They reload. Dončić understood that immediately. "I know what this jersey represents," he said during his introductory press conference. "It's not about being good, it's about being great. It's about winning when it matters most." His tone wasn't performative. There was no bravado, no empty promise. Just a clear understanding of the moment. It was a statement rooted in respect, for the franchise, for its history, and for the challenge ahead. The pressure of the spotlight. In Dallas, Luka had become a household name. But Los Angeles? Is different. Every game is broadcast coast to coast. Every misstep is magnified. Every quote is headline material. There's no hiding in Ella. You either rise to the occasion or get consumed by it. Dončić didn't just survive under that microscope. He thrived. He showed poise during interviews, humility after wins, and accountability after losses. When the Lakers dropped 3 straight in a tough March stretch, he didn't dodge the questions. "I need to lead better," he said. "This one's on me." That kind of ownership earned respect, not just from the fans but from the veterans around him. In a locker room filled with championship experience, Luka's voice quickly became one of the most trusted. Mentorship and mutual respect. While many anticipated tension between Luka and LeBron James, a potential clash of generations or leadership styles, what developed instead was a deep mutual appreciation. The two stars, both masters of the pick-and-roll and half-court execution, found common ground in their basketball philosophies. They studied film together, debated late-game strategies, and even shared training routines during off days. In many ways, LeBron saw a younger version of himself in Luka, a high IQ playmaker who could score, pass, and carry the weight of a franchise without flinching. Luka, in turn, never missed an opportunity to absorb knowledge, asking questions, reviewing tape, and learning from one of the greatest to ever do it. It's rare you find someone that talented and still that eager to learn, LeBron remarked. Luka's going to own this league. The fans embrace their star. Winning over Lakers fans isn't automatic, not even for the elite. It takes grit. It takes heart. It takes moments. And Dončić has delivered. From his game winner over the Celtics in overtime, to a triple-double against the Warriors on national TV, Luka has already given fans multiple reasons to chant his name. His signature step-back three has become a staple in highlight reels, and his jersey is quickly climbing to the top of the league in sales. But more than anything, it's his fire that fans have rallied around. He argues calls, claps back at opponents, and plays every possession like it matters. In a city that reveres authenticity, Luka's emotion has struck a chord. He's not trying to be Kobe or LeBron, one fan said outside the arena. He's just being Luka, and that's enough. Earning his place. Of course, legacies in Los Angeles are measured not by all-star selections or stats, but by rings. Luka knows that. He's reminded of it every time he walks past the statue of Jerry West or the mural of Kobe Bryant near the player entrance. So far, he's laid the foundation: leadership, production, connection. But in LA, the ultimate currency is championships. And Luka Dončić seems ready to pay that price. As the season winds on and the playoffs loom, all eyes are on the Lakers, and on Luka. He's no longer the outsider trying to fit in. He's at the center of it all, with the hopes of a city resting on his shoulders. And for a player who's always embraced the moment, that's exactly where he wants to be. Great teams aren't built overnight. They're forged in the quiet grind of practice gyms, on long road trips, and in moments of adversity when trust is tested and bonds are either broken or strengthened. For Luka Dončić and the new-look Lakers, that chemistry wasn't handed to them. It had to be earned, and every possession mattered. Adjusting the system. When head coach J.J. Redick took the reins, he knew the challenge ahead wasn't just tactical, it was cultural. The team had to pivot from a LeBron-centric system to one that flowed through Luka's unique play style. Redick, known for his deep understanding of spacing and tempo, began tweaking the offense piece by piece. Gone were the endless isolation plays and heavy post-ups. In came a more fluid read-and-react offense, designed to maximize Dončić's ability to manipulate defenses and make instant reads. Shooters were told to stay active and ready. Big men were taught to roll hard, seal quickly, and find open space as Luka drew multiple defenders. The results didn't take long to show. Within a few weeks, the Lakers were among the league leaders in assist percentage and pace control, and Dončić was orchestrating it all like a seasoned conductor. He makes the game easier for everyone, Redick said. All we have to do is play smart, move without the ball, and trust his vision. DeAndre Ayton's resurgence. Perhaps no one benefited more from Luka's arrival than center DeAndre Ayton. Once considered an underwhelming talent in Phoenix, Ayton was suddenly revitalized in LA. With Dončić feeding him perfectly timed lobs, pick-and-rolls, and soft entry passes, Ayton was averaging a double-double nightly, playing with more confidence and physicality than ever before. He credited much of that resurgence to Dončić. Luka just knows where I want the ball, Ayton explained. He doesn't guess, he sees it before it happens. It's like playing with a guy who knows your rhythm better than you do. Their chemistry extended beyond the court. The two were often seen joking during warm-ups, reviewing film together, and even sharing meals on the road. What began as a professional partnership quickly became a true basketball friendship, one built on mutual trust and respect. Marcus Smart sets the tone. While Luka brought the playmaking, Marcus Smart brought the edge. Smart didn't need to be the star. He didn't want the spotlight. What he craved was accountability, and he made it clear from day one that complacency wasn't welcome. His vocal presence on defense and willingness to take on tough assignments gave the Lakers a new layer of grit. And Luka embraced that leadership. I love playing with guys who compete like that, Dončić said after a narrow win over the Timberwolves. "Marcus pushes us. He pushes me. That's what we need if we want to win it all." Smart's defensive tenacity allowed Dončić to conserve energy on that end, helping him stay fresh in late-game scenarios. Together they formed a balanced backcourt that could score, defend, and control tempo, rare in today's game. Bench unity and role acceptance. Another key factor in the Lakers' chemistry was the acceptance of roles from the supporting cast. Players like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie, and Gabe Vincent all embraced their parts in the rotation, understanding that success wasn't about individual numbers but collective execution. Luka went out of his way to show appreciation for their efforts. He'd give shout-outs during post-game interviews, initiate film sessions focused on their contributions, and even design in-game plays to keep them involved. "He makes everyone feel important," said Reeves. "When your star does that, the whole vibe changes." That energy became contagious. The Lakers' bench became one of the most animated in the league, celebrating blocks, hustle plays, and unselfish passes with the same intensity they showed for highlight dunks. Adversity is glue. Of course, the season wasn't without rough patches. A brutal February road stretch saw the Lakers lose 4 out of 5 games, including a demoralizing overtime defeat in Milwaukee. Tensions ran high. The media questioned the team's cohesion. Pundits began recycling familiar doubts about Luka's ability to lead under pressure. But this time the locker room didn't fracture. Instead, they had a players-only meeting, led by Luka and Smart. No coaches. No execs. Just raw, honest conversation. According to reports, Luka didn't point fingers, he pointed inward. He took responsibility, challenged his teammates to match his intensity, and reminded them what they were building wasn't about a single win or loss. From that moment on, the Lakers ripped off 8 wins in their next 10 games. What was once a collection of talent was becoming something far more dangerous. A true team. And at the center of it all stood Luka Dončić, not just as a star, but as a unifier, a leader, and the heartbeat of a franchise rediscovering its identity. Every great season has that one moment, a game, a quarter, even a single play, where the tide turns. Where doubts evaporate. Where a team stops thinking about what it could be and starts acting like what it already is. For the 2024-25 Los Angeles Lakers, that moment came in Denver. It was late March on the second night of a tough back-to-back. The defending champion Nuggets had won 7 straight at home. The Lakers, still fighting for seeding, were coming off a grueling overtime win in Portland. Luka Dončić was nursing a sore hamstring. DeAndre Ayton had tweaked his ankle. Most expected the Lakers to coast, rest their stars and accept the loss. Luka had other plans. Statement in the Mile High. From the opening tip, Dončić played with a quiet fury. He attacked mismatches, picked apart Denver's switching defense, and controlled every possession like a master chess player. By halftime he already had 21 points and 9 assists, without forcing a single shot. But it wasn't just the numbers. It was the control. The calmness under pressure. The silence he brought to a roaring arena. Midway through the fourth, with the Lakers up by 2, he hit back-to-back step-back threes over Jamal Murray and then assisted on a dagger 3 by Austin Reeves. Denver never recovered. Luka finished with 38 points, 14 assists, and 8 rebounds, and the Lakers walked out of Ball Arena with a signature win. More importantly, they walked out believing. "That was the night," said Marcus Smart. "We stopped asking, 'Are we good enough?' and started saying, 'Let's go take this.'" Shifting national perception. The national media took notice. Overnight, the Lakers went from fringe contenders to serious threats in the West. ESPN and TNT led with highlight packages of Luka dissecting the Nuggets. Analysts began comparing him to the best closers in the league. Suddenly, conversations shifted. No longer were people debating if the Lakers could gel in time, they were wondering who could stop them. But inside the Lakers locker room, nothing changed. Luka was the same guy in practice the next morning, tired, sweaty, and back to work. "He doesn't let the highs distract him," said JJ Redick. "He stays locked in. That's what makes him special." Playoff readiness. As April approached, the Lakers continued to refine their identity. Redick shortened the rotation, increasing minutes for veterans and tightening the defensive schemes. Luka took on a more vocal role, directing traffic even during dead balls, shouting assignments and setting traps with smart at the point of attack. The team's defense, once its Achilles heel, began climbing the rankings. By season's end, they were top 5 in defensive rating over the final 15 games. Offensively, Luka was operating at peak efficiency. He wasn't just scoring, he was controlling pace, dictating matchups, and getting his teammates high-percentage looks possession after possession. Ayton averaged 17 and 12 in April. Reeves shot over 43% from 3. Rui Hachimura became a matchup nightmare in second units. The machine was running smoothly, and Luka was the engine. The LeBron effect. Throughout the stretch run, LeBron James remained a key figure, not as the alpha but as the elder statesman. He picked his moments, delivered timely buckets, and served as the calm voice in the huddle when tensions ran high. There were no ego clashes, no power struggles. Instead, there was trust. "Bron has been unbelievable," Luka said after a win against Phoenix. "He's let me lead but never left my side. That's rare." Their chemistry was evident. Whether on the court executing a high-low set or on the bench dissecting a run from the opposing team, the mutual respect between them was undeniable. It was LeBron who told Luka one night after practice, "You're ready. Now go prove it." A city awakens. With the playoffs looming, the city of Los Angeles began to buzz in a way it hadn't in years. Lakers flags reappeared on cars. Talk radio reignited. Street murals were updated, not erasing Kobe or LeBron, but adding Luka to the visual lineage. The fans could feel it. This team had the pieces. This team had the hunger. And most importantly, this team had a leader who wasn't afraid of the moment. Luka wasn't promising a championship. He wasn't trying to fast-track his legacy. He was just doing what he's always done, showing up, reading the floor and making the right play, over and over and over. And now, with the postseason on the horizon and the West wide open, one question echoed louder than any other in the halls of the NBA. Is this the beginning of something historic? The lights dimmed, the stage was set, and the familiar echo of playoff basketball returned to Los Angeles. But this time there was something different in the air. Not just hope, conviction. The Lakers had secured the number 3 seed in the Western Conference, a feat many thought impossible when the season began. And at the center of their resurgence stood Luka Dončić, calm, prepared, and hungry. Round 1, redemption against the Kings. The first test came in the form of the Sacramento Kings, a young, fast, high-scoring team that had knocked the Lakers out of the play-in tournament the year before. It wasn't a rivalry, not yet, but there was history and Dončić remembered it well. Game 1 at Crypto.com Arena was electric. Luka came out aggressive, scoring 12 points in the first quarter while finding open looks for Reeves and Ayton. Sacramento pushed back, led by De'Aaron Fox's speed and Domantas Sabonis' physicality. But every Kings run was met by a cold-blooded response from Luka. Step-back threes, deep floaters, laser passes. The Lakers took Game 1 convincingly, and it set the tone for the series. By Game 3 in Sacramento, Dončić was in full control. The Kings tried everything, traps, switches, doubles. Nothing worked. Luka averaged 31.5 points, 9.2 assists and 8.1 rebounds for the series, and the Lakers closed it out in 5 games. But what stood out wasn't just Luka's offense, it was his leadership. He called out defensive coverages. He rotated with urgency. He even took a key charge in Game 4's final minutes, sacrificing his body to seal the win. "He's not just here to put up numbers," Marcus Smart said. "He's here to win." Round 2, Clash of Titans, Lakers vs. Suns. The second round brought a much stiffer challenge. The Phoenix Suns, led by Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. They were battle-tested, physical, and playing their best basketball at the right time. Game 1 was a gut punch. Phoenix stole home court with a masterful performance from Durant, who dropped 41 points and hit a dagger mid-range jumper over Hachimura. Luka struggled to find rhythm, finishing with just 22 points and 6 turnovers. For the first time in months, the Lakers looked shaken. But Luka didn't panic. Before Game 2 he gathered the team, not the coaching staff, and spoke for nearly 10 minutes in the locker room. No shouting. No drama. Just a simple message: we're not backing down. We fight from here. Game 2 was a masterpiece. Luka responded with 37 points, 12 assists and 10 rebounds, his first triple-double of the postseason. He picked apart the Suns' defense, exploited mismatches, and locked in defensively against Booker in crucial stretches. The Lakers evened the series, then split in Phoenix. Game 5 back in LA became a defining moment. Luka's Game 5 statement. With the series tied 2-2, Game 5 was a battle of wills. Every possession felt like a playoff memory waiting to be written. In the third quarter, Durant went on a heater, scoring 14 straight and giving the Suns a 6-point lead. That's when Luka took over, not just with scoring but with pure control. He orchestrated an 18-4 Lakers run. He found Ayton on backdoor cuts. He pulled up from 30 feet. He even grabbed 2 offensive rebounds in traffic. The arena erupted. Final score: Lakers 112, Suns 106. The Lakers closed out the series in Game 6 on the road, behind another near triple-double from Dončić. Phoenix never recovered from the Game 5 momentum swing. Luka didn't just beat us, Suns coach Frank Vogel said. He dismantled us. Trusting the system. Throughout the playoffs, something else became obvious. The Lakers were no longer a team relying on individual brilliance. They had become a system, a fully functioning unit where every piece knew its role. Redick's schemes were clicking. Ayton and Hachimura were thriving. The bench, led by Max Christie and Gabe Vincent, was providing defensive intensity and timely shot-making. And above all, the team trusted Luka. Even when things got chaotic, we never panicked, Reeves said, because we knew Luka had it under control. The weight increases. With each playoff win, the stakes rose. The media frenzy intensified. Comparisons to past greats returned. Could Luka do what Kobe and LeBron had done before him? Could he carry the Lakers to the finals in his first full year? Luka brushed it all off. This isn't about legacy, he told reporters. It's about winning. That's all. Now, with the Lakers just 4 wins away from the NBA Finals, the pressure is at an all-time high, and Luka Dončić is standing right in the middle of the storm. But if there's one thing he's proven this season, it's this. The brighter the lights, the better he plays. There are games that make you a star. There are series that make you a legend. The Western Conference Finals would determine which one Luka Dončić would become. The opponent? The Minnesota Timberwolves, young, physical, fearless. Led by Anthony Edwards and a rugged frontcourt anchored by Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns, the Wolves were the league's top-rated defense, and they weren't afraid to let everyone know it. This isn't Luka's league yet, Edwards said to the media before Game 1. He's gotta earn that. That quote made headlines. Luka read it once. Then he turned the page. Game 1. Message delivered. Game 1 at Crypto.com Arena was a masterclass in control. Minnesota came out flying. Edwards hit 2 early threes and Gobert swatted away 2 Ayton layups. For a moment, the crowd was quiet. Then Dončić took over. He slowed the game down. He baited switches. He pulled Gobert into uncomfortable positions on the perimeter. By halftime, Luka had 19 points, 7 assists and 0 turnovers. In the fourth, he delivered the dagger, a 29-foot step-back 3 over Jaden McDaniels with the shot clock expiring. He turned, gave a quick stare toward the Wolves bench and jogged back without a word. Lakers win 107-101. No celebration. No trash talk. Just business. He's surgical, Redick said post-game. Like a surgeon with a scalpel. Game 2, defensive war. Minnesota wasn't going down quietly. Game 2 was ugly, physical, and brutally efficient. Gobert dominated the paint. Edwards locked in defensively, face-guarding Luka full court. The game stayed within 5 points for all 4 quarters. Dončić struggled to find clean looks but still managed a 22-9-8 stat line, finding shooters and forcing switches to get Smart and Reeves in rhythm. The game came down to free throws. The Lakers edged out the win 94-91, behind clutch defense and 2 critical offensive rebounds from Ayton. Los Angeles took a 2-0 series lead, but everyone knew this was far from over. Games 3 and 4, Minnesota strikes back. The series shifted to Minneapolis and so did the momentum. In Game 3 the Wolves came out desperate and ferocious. Edwards exploded for 38 points, and Towns went 5-for-7 from deep. Luka had a rare off night, 27 points on 25 shots, and the Lakers were blown out by 19. Game 4 was tighter, but the Wolves' defense clamped down. Gobert effectively neutralized the pick and roll, and McDaniels shadowed Luka for 38 minutes. Despite a late push, the Lakers lost by 5. Just like that, the series was tied 2-2. The pressure was building. "This is the part of the playoffs where we find out what we're made of," Luka told reporters post-game. "I've been here before. I'm not afraid of it." Game 5, the Luka game. Back in Los Angeles for Game 5, the tension was palpable. Celebrities filled the front row. Fans brought signs, flags, and desperation. Luka delivered. From the opening tip, it was clear he had flipped a switch. He scored or assisted on the Lakers' first 14 points, hitting floaters, no-look passes, and deep threes. But what separated this night wasn't just the offense, it was the defense. Dončić took on the challenge of guarding Anthony Edwards in key stretches, forcing 2 turnovers and drawing a crucial charge early in the third quarter. By the final buzzer, his stat line read: 41 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds, 3 steals. Lakers win 116-104. Redick's post-game comments said it all. Tonight wasn't about Luka the star. It was about Luka the leader. Game 6, closing time. In Game 6, the Wolves came out swinging again. Edwards dropped 16 in the first quarter, and the Wolves built a 10-point lead. The home crowd in Minneapolis roared. The game had the energy of a Game 7. But once again Luka responded, not with flashy plays but with complete control. He slowed the tempo. He turned the game into a possession-by-possession battle. He found Ayton for backdoor dunks, Smart for corner threes, and even LeBron for 2 vintage post-up fadeaways. Late in the fourth, tied 98-98, Luka isolated Edwards on the wing. With 4 seconds left on the shot clock, he launched a moonshot 3 over a contesting hand. Swish. He backpedaled with a fist pump. Wolves timeout. Silence. The Lakers closed out the game 104-99. The handshake line was tense. Edwards walked over to Luka and whispered, "You got it." Dončić nodded. A ticket to the finals. In his first full season as a Laker, Luka Dončić had led the team through the fire, past experienced Suns, physical Timberwolves, and the weight of expectations. The Lakers were Western Conference champions. No confetti. No parade. Just a moment of exhale. "We're not done," Luka said in the locker room. "One more." The NBA Finals awaited. The spotlight grew hotter. The moment grew heavier. And Luka Dončić? He just smiled. Los Angeles Lakers versus Boston Celtics. The oldest rivalry in NBA history reignited on the game's biggest stage. It was as if the basketball gods had written the script themselves. 2 franchises tied at 17 championships each, both chasing their 18th, with a new generation of stars now writing their own chapter. On one side, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, battle-hardened and desperate to deliver Banner 18 to Boston. On the other, Luka Dončić, the maestro from Slovenia, leading the reborn Lakers into a new dynasty. It was legacy versus legacy. Ice versus fire. History in motion. And the world was watching. Game 1, a harsh welcome. TD Garden was rocking. Boston fans were ruthless and the moment was massive. Luka, despite having been dominant all postseason, now faced a different beast, a Celtics team with depth, length, and relentless defensive pressure. Tatum and Brown blitzed the Lakers early, combining for 45 points while Boston's defense trapped Luka on every possession. The game slipped away quickly. Dončić finished with 24 points and 7 assists, but also 6 turnovers and clear signs of frustration. Celtics win 113-96. "I rushed things," Luka admitted post-game. "They sped me up. I'll adjust." Redick kept things calm in the locker room. There was no panic. No finger-pointing. Just film. adjustments, and resolve. Game 2, the adjustment. Game 2 was a chess match, and Luka was playing with a new board. Rather than forcing scoring opportunities, he focused on manipulating Boston's rotations. When they sent help, he found shooters. When they sagged, he punished switches. He used his size to post up Derek White, his vision to beat Marcus Smart's stunts, and his pace to tire out the Celtics' wings. The result? A near-flawless 32-point, 13-assist performance. Ayton added 21 and 13. Reeves hit 5 threes. The Lakers won 108-101 and stole home court. "We didn't panic," said Redick. "We trusted our system, and we trusted Luka to lead it." Game 3, the battle moves to LA. Game 3 in Crypto.com Arena was pure theater. Celebrities lined the court, chants echoed through the rafters, and every possession felt like it mattered more than the last. The Celtics came out swinging, led by a resurgent Brown who had 27 at halftime. But Dončić matched him step for step. In the third quarter, he delivered his signature moment. A one-legged fadeaway from the corner as the shot clock expired, nothing but net. The game went down to the wire. With 14 seconds left and the Lakers up by 2, Luka isolated Tatum at the top. The crowd rose. He drove left, spun, hesitated, and delivered a right-handed scoop layup over Horford. Ball game. Lakers win 112-108. Series lead 2-1. The building shook. So did the narrative. Game 4, Boston responds. As expected, the Celtics didn't crumble. In Game 4, their defense was airtight, their rotations crisp, and their offense unselfish. Tatum had 29. Brown added 22 and 10. Boston's bench outscored LA's 32-14. Luka was harassed all night. Double teams. Denials. Traps at half court. He still managed 26 and 11, but the rhythm wasn't there. The Celtics evened the series with a 105-93 victory. Momentum once again shifted. The turning point, Luka's message. After Game 4, reporters expected frustration. Instead they got focus. "We're 2-2. It's a 3-game series now," Luka said. "You think I came this far to fold?" LeBron, speaking softly in the locker room, put a hand on Luka's shoulder. "You're ready? Let us." Game 5 would be in Boston. The pressure was suffocating. The crowd hostile. The stakes impossible. And yet, something had changed in Luka. He wasn't chasing greatness anymore. He was commanding it. Game 5, legacy in motion. They called it the greatest road performance by a Laker since Kobe in Boston. Luka Dončić came out like a storm. Floaters, threes, elbow turnarounds, cross-court lasers to Reeves. He scored 18 in the first quarter alone, silencing the TD Garden crowd. Every possession felt personal. Every shot calculated. Every answer immediate. He hit 8 threes, racked up 39 points, 12 assists and 10 rebounds, his third finals triple-double. The Celtics tried everything. Nothing worked. Final score. Lakers 117, Celtics 102. LA led the series 3-2. One win away. Redick, nearly speechless, offered just one sentence post-game. "We're watching something historic." The Lakers flew home with purpose. The banners above Crypto.com Arena waited for a new companion. Luka Dončić, once a bold experiment in Los Angeles, now stood on the cusp of basketball immortality. One more win. One more game. One more legacy sealed. The city of Los Angeles hadn't felt this tense since the 2010 finals. Game 6. Lakers up 3-2. Home crowd. Rivalry on the line. Banner 18 waiting. Crypto.com Arena was electric, buzzing with possibility, pressure, and ghosts of the past. Kobe. Magic. Kareem. Now Luka. The moment was enormous. And for Luka Dončić it felt just right. The first half, blow for blow. The Celtics came out with fury. Jason Tatum scored 11 of Boston's first 18 points. Jaylen Brown crashed the paint relentlessly. Derek White hit early threes to spread the floor. The Lakers looked shaken, shots rimmed out, passes were late, and the Celtics led by 13 early. Timeout Redick. He didn't scream. He didn't lecture. He just pointed at Luka and said, "Take us there." What followed was a response only legends make. Dončić scored or assisted on 17 of the next 21 Lakers points. He dissected the Celtics defense with a mix of patience and brilliance, high pick and rolls with Ayton, kickouts to Reeves and backdoor cuts with Marcus Smart. By halftime, Celtics 58, Lakers 56. Dead even. Nerves reset. The war had just begun. Third quarter, Luka the conductor. The third quarter belonged to Dončić, not as a scorer but as a maestro. The Celtics sent doubles early. Luka anticipated them before they came, manipulating help defenders like a chess grandmaster. He hit Smart for a transition three, then lobbed to Ayton over Horford. He kept Boston rotating just long enough for Reeves to get open again and again. Every possession felt like destiny was shifting, slowly, relentlessly, toward Los Angeles. By the end of the third, Lakers 87, Celtics 82. The crowd began to rise. You could feel it, smell it, taste it. But 12 minutes remained. The final quarter, sealing a legacy. The fourth started with a flurry. Tatum drained a step-back three and Brown followed it up with a steal and dunk. Tie game. Timeout Lakers. Luka sat silently on the bench, towel over his head. Breathing slowly. Eyes closed. Then he stood. And for the final 8 minutes of Game 6, he delivered a performance worthy of banners, statues, and immortality. With 6:21 left, he hit a 27-foot step-back three over White. At 4:47 he drove left, absorbed contact from Brown, and finished with a reverse layup. With 3:11 remaining, tied at 101, he hit a one-legged fadeaway from the free throw line over Tatum. And with 49 seconds left, he assisted Ayton on a thunderous alley-oop that made the arena explode. The Celtics had one final chance. Down 3, 17 seconds to go. They went to Tatum. He drove, kicked to Brown in the corner. Brown rose for the three. Blocked. Luka. He rotated perfectly. No foul. Just clean contact. The ball bounced to Smart, who launched it down court. The buzzer sounded. Lakers win. 109-104. The aftermath, banner 18. Confetti fell. Teammates mobbed Luka at midcourt. LeBron embraced him, whispering something inaudible, but unmistakably emotional. Redick held his hands to his head, overwhelmed. And then came the moment. On a podium, drenched in champagne and tears, Luka Dončić was handed the NBA Finals MVP trophy. He looked out into the crowd, into the sea of gold, into history itself, and smiled. "This isn't just for me," he said into the mic. "This is for every Laker who came before. For every fan who believed. We're part of history now. And we're not done." Epilogue, legacy secured. Luka Dončić, in his first full season with the Lakers, had done the unthinkable. Led the franchise to championship number 18. Defeated the Celtics in the finals. Claimed finals MVP. Became the face of the league's most legendary team. Murals began appearing the next morning. Downtown buildings lit up with his silhouette. Luka legend, the billboards read. No longer a rising star. No longer a question mark. Now, a champion. A Laker great. And somewhere in the rafters above the court, space was cleared. Because banner 18 had found its home.